This is John Polrai. I'm coming to you from Tokyo, Japan, and if you're following Depp vs. Heard, you probably know Amber Heard was wanted for perjury in Australia, and what happened to those charges? What happened to that follow-up? So this is a question that the Australian media is asking. Now, unfortunately, I don't have an answer for you because obviously nothing happened. So I got an article here, and they ask some questions. They give a little bit of a recap on Amber, and they say they're holding the government accountable, and they want to know. So let's take a look at the article. It's pretty interesting. Here we go. Here it is. It's called American Schnauzer, if I'm getting that right, maybe an Australian term, not quite sure. But nonetheless, I get the point of the article. It's by Alice Workman from October 14th, 2021, so it's pretty new. Let's see what she's got. Heard avoided conviction in April 2016 after she pleaded guilty to giving customs a false document but was forced to pay a $1,000 fine and film a hostage video. Sorry, biosecurity apology alongside Depp. Pistol and Boo made headlines again last year during the Pirates of the Caribbean star's failed libel case against his son. Depp launched the defamation proceedings after the newspaper branded him a wife-beater. Wording the judge went to rule was substantially true. Now we know, of course, that was substantially false. We also know that the judge was substantially creepy. So at a certain point, we're going to have to move forward from the UK case. But when it comes up, we got to call out still that it was an unfair ruling. And the good thing is, from what I get, the judge at Virginia, Judge Penny, knows it's an unfair ruling, and I would guess that these publications in Australia are getting that idea also. Now, factually, they have to mention that he lost, but this article here is definitely on the side or strongly pointing to Johnny Depp's innocence. They do, however, say that Pistol and Boo made headlines last year. I suppose it's been in and out of the news. However, we've got no official word from the Australian government. That's the problem. That's why we're here reading this. Okay, let's continue. Australian politics is going to the dogs. Literally. It's been 15 months since Stewart revealed the government was investigating Amber Heard, former wife of Barnaby Joyce's Hollywood nemesis, Johnny Depp, for possible perjury over the Pistol and Boo Star Paws saga. Alright, I like these little bits of humor she throws in. Why not? I said this before in another video. It's a serious topic, but I want to include more jokes and memes and things like that. And yet, the Agriculture Department refuses to provide an update to the case. Hound lovers may recall that the now Deputy Prime Minister gave the two Yorkshire Terriers a death deadline in May 2015. Bugger off back to the US on a private jet, or authorities would euthanize them within 50 hours after the then agricultural minister discovered they had been smuggled into the country. And this part I find especially interesting. During that trial, Depp's former estate manager, Kevin Murphy, told a Gold Coast court that he was threatened to lie under oath about the dog's illegal entry to Queensland. Murphy said he warned Heard by email, phone, and in person that she could not take the dogs down under because the relevant paperwork and permits were not complete, including arrangements for the mandatory 10-day quarantine. And I got a question. Why did they have to go anyway? It's such a pain in the ass taking dogs on a plane, and you know what? It's a terrible experience for the animal. Let me just go off track for a second here. If you've got to take a pet to move and it has to be done, or if there's some real special circumstance, like you're visiting a family member who used to own the pet and they want to see it, they haven't seen it in 2 years, or some kind of special circumstance, I guess you could have a cat or a dog in an airplane, but it's a horrible experience for an animal. So let's just not forget that. I can't say it's animal abuse. I mean, you gotta transport the thing, but to take an animal to Australia for absolutely no reason, I don't know. Doesn't sound so cool to me. That's just my silly little opinion. Heard's former assistant Kate James also claimed the actor deliberately smuggled the dogs into Australia and acted as if she was above the law. Wow! They must have got that wrong. Amber Heard feeling like she's above the law. That doesn't sound right. She pretty much feels above the law in everything she does, and that's a great way to describe it, and that's an accurate way to describe how she feels, and it's an accurate way to tell people what's wrong with her. Heard denied she asked anyone to lie on her behalf, of course. Talk about high fidelity. So obviously, the Australian here is Justice for Johnny. I'm not sure how big of a paper they are, but I do notice that a lot of these Australian papers are Justice for Johnny. So, there you have it. I mean, like I said, what the hell is going on with this thing? It's been 15 months, as the article points out, and why haven't the authorities followed up on it? Now, there is a lot of stuff going on in Australia that probably a lot of you guys would know a lot more than I would about the pandemic, about the control of it, and maybe there's other things that these people are worried about coming in and out of the country, and it got pushed back, which I suppose is a possibility. However, 15 months is a really long time, and they could at least release a statement like, because of what's going on in the world right now, the beer bug, we can't follow up on Amber Heard, but it's still on record, and we will get back to it to some extent. We've also got always the theory hanging over everybody's head that you-know-who, Mr. Spaceman, is helping out AH. However, I've got to remind you guys, if you missed my last theory on that, if he was giving her this real substantial help and this real pull and this real push in the right direction, then she wouldn't be getting all these legal losses lately. She'd probably be winning those, but she's not. So that is a sign that maybe he's not as influential as some people would like to believe. But of course, that's up in the air. I can't say as a fact one way or the other, but that's something to think about. Anyway, you guys let me know what you think down below. I got colorful thumbnails. I'm doing pop culture, celebrity news, stuff like that. If you're not subscribed here, consider it. And if you don't, I'll be sad, but I'll get over it. See you next time.